Hi there, it's Jack Woodrup from verticaljumping.com, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about rate of force development, or as is otherwise known, explosive strength. Now, vertical jumping is basically a combination of movement efficiency, so how well you can actually jump, and also relative power, so how much power you can produce relative to your body weight. Rate of force development, or explosive strength, is the speed component of power. Power is essentially how much force you can generate divided by the time it takes you to generate it. So people can be really quite strong. For example, powerlifters who do a lot of squatting, and they can squat heavy loads, but it takes them quite a long time to do that. They might not be able to apply that strength that they have at the speed required to jump high, which is why powerlifters don't all have 40-inch vertical jumps. So in terms of vertical jumping, rate of force development, as I said, is just how quickly you can apply your strength. Now that is a very important aspect of increasing your vertical jump. If you're slow to apply that strength, then you obviously can't jump very high. So how do you go about doing it? Well, pretty much any jumping drill has an explosive strength or a rate of force development component to it. So you can do tuck jumps, running jumps, any sort of jump will have an explosive strength component to it. But there are other types of exercises that you can do that will emphasize that acceleration component or explosive strength component. And those types of exercises are exercises that involve overcoming inertia. So things like deadlifts and some jumps that I'll show you in a minute are very good for developing explosive strength. So that's the general theory. Explosive strength is just about how quickly you can apply your strength, and it's a very important component of jumping high. So now let's have a look at a few exercises that you can do that will obviously help you improve that aspect of your vertical jump. Okay, the first two exercises that I'm going to show you are two variations of a jumping drill. The first one is a paused jump. Paused jump is basically doing your jump by pausing at the bottom. What this does, it takes the stretch reflex out of your jump, and basically it really comes down to your muscles doing a lot of the work, and like all good rate of force development exercises, it does require a little bit of extra push to get you going. So, just like this. Pretty straightforward. You can also, of course, add a bit of resistance via a medicine ball, so same deal. And that just takes a little bit more strength to overcome that resistance, and then when you go back to jumping, obviously without the medicine ball in a game, you should get a few more extra inches onto your vertical jump. The next variation is the seated jump. Now, the seated jump is slightly different to the pause jump, because when you're in the pause position at the bottom, there is still tension in your legs and in your muscles. When you're doing a seated jump, there's just relaxation, so you can relax the muscles in your legs a little bit more, which then, when you actually go to do the jump, requires that little bit extra to overcome it, because you need to fire all the muscles quickly. They're not already tense. So it's the same deal. Just seat, relax, explode. Sit, relax the legs, explode. Now you can do that. I've used my arms for extra oomph, because when you're actually jumping you use your arms. You can do different variations, again, just without using your hands. So put them on your hips or on your head, for example, and doing that just means it's more that your hips and your leg muscles are actually doing the jump. Again, same deal. For a little bit of extra resistance, just add a medicine ball or a power jumper or a weight vest. Pause, relax. and jump. So they're just a couple of the jumping exercises that you can do. We'll head back into the gym and I'll show you a couple of examples of some good strength exercises that are great for building explosive strength. Cheers! You can also increase your rate of force development with weight training. Now, studies have shown that you can actually improve your rate of force development just through the amount of effort you apply. Now, with the greater intent and focus on moving the weights quickly, whether that be squats, deadlifts, step-ups, that will help your explosive strength. However, similar to the pause jumping and the seated jumps, exercises that you have to overcome the weight from a standing still or inert position are better for increasing that explosive strength because they do require a little bit of extra push at the start to get going, which makes deadlift varieties perfect. Now, as you know, one of my favourite exercises for building strength for vertical jump is the trap bar deadlift. Now, there's another video on that, so I won't explain why, but one of the reasons is that, again, you are overcoming inertia. So, let's do a few trap bar deadlifts. Now, as you can see, I'm only using 60 kilos here, which is a pretty light weight, but that's fine. You can use a lighter weights for speed, or you can use a heavier weight, and the principle applies. You have to use a lot of force quickly to overcome the inertia. Similar to the paused jumps that we did with the 10 kilo plate, you can actually also do jump shots. Now again, 60 kilos is not too heavy for me, but it's not too bad for a jump squat with that load. Ideally, I'd probably use maybe 40 kilos or dumbbells, and you could do the same thing, but the same principle applies. Okay, the last exercise I'm going to show you is the bottom-up squat. Now, with a normal squat, you take the bar off the pins and you load it, and you lower the weight first, and then you come up. With the bottom-up squat, you start with the pins set a little bit lower, and the weight set at a position so that it's more at the bottom of the squat, and then you simply squat up from the bottom first. So, I'll show you how you do it. And I'll reset and explode up. Reset, explode. Now, with the bottom up squat, similar to a pause jump, you already have a little bit of tension in the legs. Still very good for overcoming the initial inertia, especially if you have a bit of a pause underneath the bar, and it's just another simple variation of a good exercise that you can do to increase your explosive strength. So, there's just a few examples. Probably want to do between 3 and 5 reps per set, about 4 sets ought to do it. And the other good thing with explosive strength exercises, particularly the jumping ones, is because you are overcoming an inert position, you generally won't jump as high, so there's less impact on your knees, less impact on your joints, etc. So they're good ones to do at the beginnings of the workout. Particularly if you're doing a strength workout, you can do some pause jumps. Not only will it help warm up the muscles, but will also get the central nervous system firing a little bit, engage the hips. So they're good ones to do at the start of the workout. And also you can do them during the season, because again, when you're doing a lot of jumping during the season, your joints are taking a fair impact. So generally, in season training, you want to do mostly strength work to just maintain your strength, because with all the jumping you're doing, you're getting enough plyometric work. But you can also add in some seated jumps or some pause jumps into your training, so just to maintain that explosiveness. Anyway, that is the general gist of explosive strength or rate of force development. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Bye.